Yes, a great atmosphere here in Sindelfingen for the 2018 European Darts Grand Prix. Let's continue the second round and bring to the stage a man that's reached 5 TV major quarterfinals, a winner of 7 PDC ranking titles, England's Jabba Jamie Caven! It's now time to welcome a former International Darts Open champion. He's the reigning Champions League of Darts champion, Austria's gentle Mensa Suljovic!
Do my eyes deceive me, or did Mensa Suljovic just do a Tina Turner impression? Did he do the sort of power stance waddle thing or not? I'm not sure. I don't know. I used to hear Tina Turner and immediately have a reflex action to switch the radio off. I thought I was accidentally listening to Smooth or something. But nowadays it elicits a very different couple of years, particularly Martin Schindler, Max Hopp particularly over the last 3 weeks, has really given the German fans one of their own to shout about. But Mensa is pretty much claimed by the German crowds as the #1 from Austria, greatest darts player from a German-speaking part of the world, and a man who has won a European Tour title. Could he make it to this weekend? Well, to do so, he's going to have to overcome the beast from the East Midlands, Jamie Caven. Mike Lawrence in commentary with me, Dan Dawson, for the Gentle versus Jabba for a spot in the last 16 to face the wizard Simon Whitlock.
Yes, and how Jamie Caven would like to recreate some of that form which saw him get to a European Tour final back in 2014, the Austrian final, beaten by Vincent van der Voort. Yes, Jamie Caven, that sort of purple patch, 2013, 2014. 2013, the last time he won a Players' Championship event, he won 2 in that year.
Same weekend, actually.
Yeah, and then the 2014 final of the Austrian Darts Open, but looking to battle his way back up the rankings is Jabba.
Yeah, it was a 6-1 win for him yesterday against Moreno Michels, and it wasn't particularly brilliant from Jamie, but it was distinctly not brilliant from Moreno. That was brilliant from Mensa. It's not a bad start from Caven. 60-60, bounce out, 20-60, 57. Solid start. Look, Jabba has been struggling for a couple of years, but if he gets back to how he was a very, very dangerous play. You don't win the titles that he's won, you don't make Euro Tour finals, you don't make the quarterfinals that he's done in major tournaments, and so agonisingly close. Very much like his good mate Ian White to go in further than the quarterfinal stages of TV majors and just being pipped. twice at the UK Open, twice at the European Championship, once at the Players' Championship Finals, his major quarter-final runs.
60.
Less said about his Grand Prix record, the better. I mean, he's been there 7 times and never got past round 1. He's like Kim Huybrechts at the match play. Oh, look at this! Oh!
114. Monsieur Roy, 160.
Can Mensur take out a big finish to get us underway? That's the first bit done. Ooh, won't happen now, so Caven for an early steal of throw, looking at double 16.
32.
Double 8. Oh, that's well wide of the mark.
Yeah, he took a big step over to the right, didn't he, after that first start, and then didn't move at all as he stayed in the double 8, and it's missed by the same margin inside. I wonder if that was a mistake.
The crowd finding their voices. Mensur finding the double top to go 1-0 up. Mensur Suljovic, part of the Premier League this year, but eliminated
177.
with Gerwin Price when the cut-off was made. And the winner of this will play another Premier League star of 2018, Simon Whitlock, in round 3 tomorrow.
Oh, the scoring here is electrifying from Jamie Caven. Oh, he's had another bounce out when it looked destined for the 60. It's the second one in 2 legs.
120.
Madness.
Well, Jamie Caven should be on an honorary 9-darter here, for my money. 60 on the floor, 204 left after 6. He should be on 144 for the 9, having already hit the tricky treble 19. Go on. Go on then, Jabba. Go for double 12 anyway. Oh, that is spectacular leg of darts from Jamie Caven.
On for a 10-darter.
10-darter with 60 on the floor. This is as close as we've ever got to a 9-darter on the Euro Tour since Ross Smith.
140. Give you for 36.
That is the best leg of darts on the European Tour since Ross Smith in Gibraltar 5 years ago. 9 perfect ones. There was a 10th one which looked perfect, and it fell out off the flight.
92.
The wait for a 9-darter on the Euro Tour continues.
That'll do. That's the closer you get. Oh my word.
140.
Well, looking well up for it tonight, Jamie.
If I told you a bald fella was going to step out this evening and halfway through the 3rd leg he was averaging 121.5, you'd have gone, oh, Van Gerwen lad's playing well then. You wouldn't have necessarily thought it was Jamie Caven. And that average is climbing.
MVG up next against Alan Tabern. Suljovic going about his business as he does. The crowd walking in a Phil Taylor wonderland,
140.
as they so often still do.
Monsieur Roy, 170.
Well, Mensur, sometimes when you're playing a guy who's averaging 120 odd, the only way he can win legs is by taking out shots like this, and he's not going to do it. So all he's doing is hoping that Caven misses.
Jamie Roy, 81.
He's not really missing the treble 19. Oh yeah, he is. Single 12. Ha 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 ha! Of course, of course.
41.
The commentator's curse strikes again. Even Jamie had a little smile at that, but he won't be smiling if Mensur takes out this 110. Double 16 to do it.
78. Jamie, you require 40.
Jamie back for double top. And hits double top.
10 darter followed by a 13 darter for Jamie Caven. He goes into the lead. And if he continues to score in the manner he is doing, then Mensor's got problems here. Third round taking shape this evening. The winner of this one goes through to face Whitlock, and it's the same quarter of the draw with a couple of games that are yet to be contested tonight. Got the world champion Rob Cross against Vincent van der Voort. That's a final game of the night. Just before that is James Wade, the biggest name of the unseeded players, taking on John Henderson, possibly the biggest seeded player, certainly in stature.
And celebrating his birthday yesterday, Hendo.
100.
Oh, we've got John Hendo masks in the crowd, queuing up in Sindelfingen to see the big man.
125.
Are they missing a? Oh, I see. Is the spec bit supposed to be the O? Is it the 0? Or is he just a big fan of the score of 18?
Yeah.
He looked older than 18.
I was going to say, he looked a bit old if it's his 18th birthday celebrating. But
if he's 18, John Henderson's 18. I'm not having that.
Bizarre. You never know what you're quite going to see in the crowd at a German darts event, let's face it.
Treble 17 and Bull. Loves a bullseye finish, does Mensor. These soft hit players. Former soft hit world champion. Love a bullseye. Couldn't know it from that.
No, took his time, stepped back. Well. Oh. Not to be.
What's the route then?
All square at 2 apiece.
Oh, 2.
He's going the 2 route.
It's not a very good route though, because if you hit the 15, you get 2 darts at double 16. If you hit the 2, then unfortunately you've got to use another dart to get to a finish.
Well, could that be costly? To go 2 legs clear of the number 6 seed. Bullseye, and hits the bullseye. That's how to do it.
Well, he has dodged a bullet there, Jamie Caven, but a bullseye finish was needed to punish Mensor. And the number 6 seed has got problems here, because Jamie Caven is playing better than I have seen him play in a long while. This is 107 average and climbing for Jamie Caven. And this is despite the fact that he has missed a few darts at double. He's 3 out of 7 on his doubles.
100.
Mensor's missed 3 as well. But Jabber, look, he had a run to the quarterfinals on the Pro Tour at the start of this year. He had a run to a semi-final in the very last Players' Championship event last year that just squeezed him into the Players' Championship finals. But even then, he wasn't throwing this kind of stuff. This
90.
is a remarkable resurgence from Jamie Caven. He's stolen the darts again. And he's just flowing, Jamie Caven.
85.
Could this be just what he needs to get things back on track? Playing on the big stage in front of a big crowd. We've seen him relish those opportunities in the past.
157.
Down to a big finish. Starts on the treble 19, so treble 20 would have left tops, but Mensor unable to finish, so he's tidying up for 60 on his return.
Well, Mensor on a 2-darter, but a much simpler 2-darter for Caven. For another breaker throw. Oh, it's too easy for Caven tonight. 14-darter, maintaining that 107 average. And Mensur Suljovic, well, he's in danger of getting an absolute toweling from Jamie Caven here. Look, you look at Caven's performances in the Players' Championship events. He has played 10 events and only 19 matches, because he's had a lot of first and second round exits. There was that quarter-final run. He has not averaged over 100 in any game in those 19. He has got close. He had a 97 against Peter Hudson. He had a 98 against Alan Taban, 96 against Brendan Dolan. But he's averaging 107 right now. This is world class from Jamie Caven.
And could another seed be about to tumble on second round day? We've seen 5 seeds go out so far today.
And 2 of them in the first 3 games of this evening session. And if that trend continues, then Peter Wright, Michael Van Gerwen and Rob Cross, the top 3 in the world, well, wow.
Need to worry.
140.
That's a good setup shot from Mensur Suljovic, though. Leaves the Shanghai. What can Caven leave himself?
140.
Something a little bit better. But it might not matter, because Mensur wants tops.
Oh, can't hit tops. So for a 5-1 lead, Jamie Caven looking at 66, 55. Tops now. Oh.
Just the radar was constantly a bit off in that visit, wasn't it? None of it was very convincing. And Mensur very nearly busts his score there, but sneaks it in the corner with a double 10 to get a leg with a break as well. This might be the start of a comeback, but I tell you what, he is very fortunate not to be 5-1 down here. Jamie Caven, when I spoke to him after his win over Marino in the first round, he did say that he was relishing an opportunity to take Mensur on because he's got a good record against him. He's played 4, won 2, lost 2. And perhaps the most significant matchup was the European Championship, when Caven won in the first round of that tournament. European Championship's a tournament that Caven does like, and made the quarterfinals a couple of times. They haven't met for more than 3 years, but evidently Caven still had that win lodged in his mind. The only other win he had, I mean, he might have had their first meeting from 2010 lodged in their mind, but I'm not sure. It was the final of the Sportsdale.com Christmas Open. I mean, you remember the Sportsdale.com Christmas Open of 2010. Yes. Of course you do, Mike.
All roads led to the Sportsdale.com Christmas Open that year.
Yeah, well, you remember when Andrew Gilding beat Matt Paget in the quarterfinals 4-1. Of course you remember that. I've got the commemorative plate on my wall.
161.
He's already had a look at this one. And he went for the ball and he missed it. Not going to get a chance to go for the ball this time. Well, for the leg at any rate.
So slowly clawing his way back, Mensur Suljovic.
82 to 59.
Looking at 19 for tops. And hits tops for 4-3.
Well, there's no need to panic for Jamie Caven. He is still averaging around about the 102 mark. But Mensur, this has a kind of a feeling a bit like that Nicholson-King game, doesn't it? Where the man who's been trailing for a significant chunk of it is starting to be more aggressive, and it's happened again. Is that the 4th time that's happened to Jamie Caven? Where he's had a dart that seemed destined for the treble 20, and it's just
75.
cannoned off a flight or the barrel and just not stuck in the board.
Well, Mensur could only follow up that maximum with 85 and showing his frustration.
Caven evidently did a little bit of damage to the flight. He's not sure if he's replaced it. I think he's just bent it back into shape.
44.
You listen to the excellent darts pundit Chris Mason talk. He talks about players who are aimers and players who are sort of feel players. They sort of They're not really looking where they're throwing, they're just going on muscle memory and how it feels as they throw and release the dart. Well, Jamie Caven is very much the latter because he cannot actually see the dart until he's let go of it. He's blind in one eye. He was stung by a wasp in the eye as a baby, lost his sight, and so he doesn't actually see the dart until it's halfway to the board. So he is the very definition. He could aim it if he wanted to.
Yeah, extraordinary story that.
It's incredible that Jamie Caven has become such a successful and dangerous darts player over the years. Just on that way of playing. But I mean, it's a completely valid way of playing. There are other guys who do it who can actually see the dart. I'm sure it must help to be able to see it.
So to bring us all square at 4 apiece, Suljovic just having a look. Caven not on a finish, but he'll want to get this done with tops if he can. Well, he will have to come back for the double 10.
As he required 20.
Decent guide, and again tucks it into the double 10 corner. And we are all square.
Has Mensur Suljovic weathered the Caven storm? He is now the favourite, the gentle. It looked like he was in danger of getting a hiding. One dart missed for a 5-1 lead. That could have been curtains for Mensur. But Caven, it's not as reliable as it was at the start of the match. He's not had a disintegration like Jelle Klaasen did against Jermaine Wattimena, where he was world class for 3 legs, beyond world class. He was deity status for 3 legs. And then it just fell apart. And he was missing big numbers left, right and centre.
Yeah,
Caven is still competitive. He's still averaging more than 100. However, Mensur Suljovic is the aggressor in this game.
Yeah, that turnaround of fortunes in the game between Jelle Klaasen and Jermaine Wattimena. As you say, Klaasen out of this world for the first 3 legs. But then Jermaine Wattimena rattled off 6 legs in a row as Klaasen started missing everything to book his place in round 3 tomorrow afternoon.
It is going to take some guts, some grit and determination from Jamie Caven if he is going to turn this back his way. And I think a ton 40 was probably what he needed. And that's 100 short.
Oh, well.
128.
Great setup for his return, double 12 to completely turn things around, leading for the first time since the opening leg. Mensur Suljovic will be if he can take out this 24.
92. As he required 24.
Mensur Suljovic has got Jamie Caven exactly where he wants him now. It has been a long and hard road to get to this point, but I think Mensur's actions there, where he saluted the crowd support, suggest that he thinks he's got this one in the bag.
100.
And the crowd now chanting the name of Mensur Suljovic. That little acknowledgement at the end of that 9th leg may well be just help to help Suljovic to get over the line and
100.
get them cheering on their man a little bit louder as we approach the finale of this match.
60.
With MVG waiting in the wings and Alan Taben, the man to face the world #1.
Well, Mensur can't count his little Austrian chickens before they've hatched.
No.
59.
He's still just over 100 points behind here. And last leg deciders, anything can happen. Mensur perhaps hasn't been quite as deadly in 2018 as he was in 2017. Did make a semi-final in Austria. He benefited from immense crowd support there, but he just couldn't quite get over the line in the semi-final and then go on and claim a second Euro Tour title. He's had one quarter-final in the Players' Championship Series. He's not been playing all of them. He's only played half of the 10 events. Didn't play any of the UK Open qualifiers and therefore didn't play at the UK Open. We've not seen much of Mensur. And he has looked, arguably, a little bit rusty at times. All right, granted, he was unlucky in the Premier League. He played some great stuff in the Premier League, and I thought he was unfortunate to be in the bottom two.
64.
But he was.
And looks like we are going all the way.
99.
Caven poised on 78.
Well, he didn't get a shot at 82 in the 8th leg. He didn't get a shot at 108 in the last leg. He does get a shot this time. And he does take it, and we are going the distance. Last leg decider. Jamie Caven, dominant in the early stages. Mensur Suljovic, the superior player in the latter stages, but has he taken his foot off the gas?
60.
Cool finish for that 78 from Jamie. Plenty of room to get another one in there, but can't do it.
100.
Jamie Caven played a Euro Tour event at the back end of last year, made the second round, went no further. That was the only time he played on the Euro Tour last year. Played a couple, well, 4 in 2016. And again, never made it past the second round.
150.
He does have that final of the Austrian Open a few years back on his CV. Oh, and he needed to fill it up to leave a finish. This is still in Mensur's hands.
Ooh, he can't find a treble. He is down to a finish first. Caven can put some real pressure on it if he can hit another one of those. It has to settle for a ton, but which way is this second round game going to go? Well, Mensur can't check out here. And is Jamie Caven going to dump out the number 6 seed?
He has hit half his darts at double, Jamie Caven. If this first one goes in the treble 20, he gets 2 for the match. And he does get 2 for the match. And he has missed them both by a distance.
Record 36.
Well, Mensur Suljovic then. He's got out of jail and hits double 18. You can see what it means to him. The number 6 seed pushed all the way by Jamie Caven, playing some of the best darts we've seen Jamie play for some time. But it is Mensur Suljovic who will take on Simon Whitlock. Both players like to have plenty of support from the crowd tomorrow here in Sindelfingen. And we'll get an interview in German from Mensur Suljovic with Torsten on the stage before Alan Taven takes on the world number 1, Michael van Gerwen.
Mensur, ein ganz hartes Stück Arbeit.
Sehr, sehr hart, die war 4-1 hinten. Der Jimmy hat da wirklich extrem stark begonnen, seine Darts sind rausgeflogen. Ich denke mal, komm, mit so einem Spiel hast du keine Chance. Dann habe ich wirklich fokussiert und in mein Spiel ist er reingekommen. Ich war dann absolut besser wie er. Aber leider, wenn wir die Doppelte treffen, das ist, er hat super bewiesen, er ist in Topform und Respekt. ich habe wirklich ein bisschen mehr Glück gehabt, da muss man sagen, aber Dankeschön, die Welt, danke!
Danke, Mentor Suljovic.